Hi guys, it's Kate from Entrepreneur Counsel and Life Coaching. Today is Winning Wednesday. We're going to be discussing a few strategies to stop arguing with your spouse or significant other. Okay, so are you guys having, you and your spouse or significant other, are you having constant bickering, frequent blow-ups that's creating relational stress and potentially some unhappiness? Yeah, so do you go round and round, like arguing about the same dang thing and really never finding a resolution? Yeah, so all spouses argue. It's pretty normal, but having healthy disagreements can actually strengthen your bond. Did you hear me? Having healthy disagreements can actually strengthen your bond and deepen your emotional connection. However, marriage researchers have determined that certain types of arguing and communication behaviors, such as criticism and contempt and defensiveness and stonewalling, actually can be relationship destroyers. But let me tell you, the good news is there are practical steps you guys can do to adopt into your life that help facilitate a more positive and warm and loving relationship with your significant other or spouse. These healthy habits actually enable you to address the differences and the conflicts without resorting to the destructive combat. Isn't that good news? Okay, here we go. So number one, we want to use I statements. Leading with criticism is a surefire way to put your spouse in a defensive edge. Hey, you never blah, blah, blah. You always la, 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 right? Defenses, put your shield up, don't want to talk anymore, right? And it actually decreases their willingness to engage with you into a meaningful discussion. They don't want to. They're just like, get the hell away from me, you crazy lady or dude, whoever's saying it. So instead of blaming or pointing the finger, at their behavior with you statements like you never do this or you always do that, you want to use I statements. These are assertive statements, okay? Share how you're feeling, share your perspective and what you are needing. These are assertive statements that begin with I, that share how you're feeling, they share your perspective, and they share what you're needing, okay? Researchers show that using I statements minimizes hostility, always a good thing, and defensiveness, and leaves things open for discussions, okay? So for example, instead of saying, you never listen to me, instead say, I'm feeling unheard when I communicate with you. Okay, number two, be respectful. I think we lost the ability in some cases to be respectful, but number two is be respectful. To maintain emotional safety within your marriage, it's critical to be respectful, especially during an argument. It will keep things from escalating and improve your chances of resolving your conflict and repairing it. It actually improves your chances of resolving the conflict and repairing it. Respect is a foundational ingredient in healthy adult relationships. It is the opposite of contempt. When you're mad, you feel a lot of contempt. You have to grow up a little bit. Oh, that hurts. Yes, it does. Grow up a little bit. Learn how to be respectful, even in disagreements. You can feel angry. You can disagree. You can even dislike your partner in that moment. But you still need to treat them with respect, okay? These are strategies. Are we remembering what we're listening to? Strategies to diffuse arguments with your spouse. Be respectful, okay? When things get really heated, you want to take a pause. When an argument spontaneously erupts and your emotions start running super, super high, take a break until you can regain composure and to be able to discuss the issue with a little bit more calmness about you. If you start to raise your voice, it's a really good indicator you need to step away. Some of my very volatile people out there who like to yell, this does not create a good, safe place to share disagreement. Walk away. Say, you know what, I need a minute, and you need to step away for a few minutes. A confrontation or argument can trigger that stress response, sending you into fight or flight, okay? When that happens, all bets are off. Because now we're like, or we're just gonna retreat and shut down, right? So you need to let your spouse know, I need to walk away, I need to calm down for a few because I'm over the top angry. It might take even 10 or 20 minutes. Sometimes a walk helps. Sometimes jumping in the car and driving around helps. That helps me a little bit. It's possible, even if it's possible, to table the conversation for another day. That also helps. Number 4 is put the brakes on the negative communication. We want to avoid these negative patterns of contempt and defensiveness and stonewalling, things that we know we're going to be headed for gloom, okay? Gloom and doom. So if you start using sarcasm or becoming mean-spirited or just cruel in your language, you're going to make your spouse or significant other feel very belittled. Take this as an indicator that you just need to go inside and figure out what's upsetting you. You need to look inside and be like, what the heck? Ask yourself, why am I starting to get this way? How am I justifying this action, this attitude that I'm having? Because your partner's going to feel pretty attacked and the argument's going to escalate. So we want to put the brakes on the negative communication. Choose to be kinder, choose to be that respectful person we were just talking about, and to constructively listen, okay, to the other person. We also want to have empathy. That's pretty hard when we're angry, isn't it? But to listen intently to your spouse, when we listen intently to our spouse, we're saying that we're putting us in their shoes. Like, hey, I'm really listening to you. I'm really trying to capture how you're trying to explain what's going on internally with you, not just how I'm feeling or what's going internally with me. You're trying to gain perspective and understand it from their point of view. Number 6 is consider that they may be right. Oh, for those who like to be right all the time, consider that your spouse or significant other is actually right in this argument. Using the words, you may be right, can even soften your significant other or spouse's tone, allowing them to back off a little bit. You know what? Maybe you're right. This is a way we can use to de-escalate things, okay? Consider the other person's actually right. It takes listening to the next level, okay? If you're super mature and you do this, high five you, boom, because that's pretty awesome. It signals that you're willing to consider and be influenced by their perspective. Allowing your spouse's feelings and needs to be considered in a decision making and finding common ground. This allows both of you to feel satisfied. This is a biggie. Not always used, but a biggie. Number 7, own your own part. When there's conflict with your spouse, take responsibility for the part that you played. It's never one person's fault. It's never one person's fault. You guys, it takes 2 to tango, right? Number 8, do not bring up past grievances. There's reasons that the past is the past. Let the past be the past. Do not bring up past grievances. This is not a place to do that. If you refrain from doing that, you'll have a better chance of resolving your conflicts. And number 9, don't take everything so personally. I'm going to say that again for the ladies. Don't take everything so personally. I'm a lady. I get it. We do take things very personally, don't we? We have these automatic negative thoughts. They're called ants. A-N-T-S. A-N-T. Automatic negative thoughts. S for the pluralness of the word thoughts. Sometimes that can wreak havoc in our relationships. We have thousands of thoughts, don't we, in a day? And we have them every day. They're not all accurate, and especially the negative ones. They're off kilter, but these are going on all the time. They spin lies about our spouse, and we actually believe them. Things that we think about in our head, things that are not even real and tangible, things that we just think about. We actually believe these thoughts, often without even realizing it. It's very easy to look at your spouse's behavior and make it a personal affront, okay? So we don't want to do that. We want to not take everything so personally. Ask yourself, is this really actually true? If the thing is swirling in your head, is it really true? Because we can get bent out of shape and make an argument 10 times worse if we're actually believing these things in our head that we're actually just making up. Their behavior could have nothing to do with you, okay? So these are the 9 ways to stop arguing with your spouse and actually make the arguing that you do actually productive and helpful to bring you guys together to form you with a deeper emotional bond. I'm Kate from Open Door Counsel and Life Coaching. That's your Winning Wednesday.